wait till you're now live.
I am now live. Hey, everybody. Good morning on this rainy, cold morning here in Pentwater, Michigan. It's Amy from SLBQ Quilty Studio. Thank you for tuning in on our rainy day. I'm wearing gray because that is the mood of the day. Rainy. Anyway, so first of all, huge gargantuan, fabulous thank you to everyone who came out for the Starlight Shop Hop last Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Was a fantastic success, even this late in the season. We so appreciate you coming and supporting our small businesses. And I just had a lunch yesterday with all of the shop owners, and everybody had a great success, wonderful time. We love seeing everybody in our shops, and we hope to see you for the rest of the year in our shops. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are gearing up next year for the All Michigan Shop Hop. So that is all of June and all of July of next year. And then hopefully we'll get you another tiny shop hop in later in the year. So stay tuned for that. So let's be quilty. The product of the month is kits. So any kits, bags, or quilts are 20% off this month. Please take advantage of this because any kits that I put together for you, they are much less expensive than buying a box kit from a, not that I hate box kits because I love box kits, but I am putting them together from things in the shop, and I'm also not charging a bunch of extra stuff. So the kits are at a great value, and then even better with 20% off. So come in and see my wonderful kits. So that being said, I have two things to show you. One is a kit that's in the shop right now. Another one is a kit that I made a couple of years ago, but then the fabric designer has done a similar holiday winter fabric line that if anybody's interested in making a kit of this quilt in the different fabric line, I would love to do it. So let me know. So the first one is one of my favorite fabric designers, Cori Dantini. Anyway, I really enjoy her stuff. I think it's whimsical, it's bright, everything I love about fabric. So I have the top done. I'm gonna hopefully quilt it tonight. And it is the Believe quilt from. So the pattern is from Bear Hug Quiltworks, and the fabric is Cori Dantini, and it's using her last year's Christmas line, Believe, with these unconventional colors, and I just think it's an amazing little quilt. It's 55 by 70. And I have 4 kits left in the system. It's the Believe quilt from Cori Dantini. I have to say, this quilt makes me smile every time I pull it out. And this one I'm keeping. So there. Anyway, so I will get this quilted. I love her stuff. Just adore her. Anyway, so the second one I kitted up this quilt, this Tessa quilt. The fabrics were from Create Joy Project, and it was her winter holiday collection. I'll show you the one that she had, which was gorgeous, and I think you could keep this up all winter. So this is the Tessa quilt. Am I doing the right direction? I am not. So this is the Tessa quilt. And what's great about this quilt is if you have big prints, you have a really great vehicle to show them off. So you can show all these fantastic big prints. So in front of me, I have the new collection of, and there are more. I'm going to show you these and then put them down. So you have like the little hills and all of the bright colors. you have kind of the poinsettia and roses and holly leaves. And then this one is all kind of poinsettias. We have just holly leaves. Oh, and happy birthday again to my friend Holly. There you go. We have this beautiful floral and the same kind of hills and valleys. And then the holly again in a kind of lighter background. So I'm going to put these down. And all of these prints are good size, so making a quilt that really makes them shine is fantastic. All right, so we have more of the trees. We have more of the holly, of the poinsettias. We have these, this one is adorable with those little floral.
You're way too close to the camera.
I'm too close.
No, you're fine.
I'm fine? Okay. This kind of, splatter effect. This one's really cute. The same small ones in this white background or cream background. And then another splatter. And then she brought back the trees again, which I'm so happy she did because these were super popular. All right, we have two more. And I'm almost getting to the point where you can't see me. Okay, and then the holly leaves with the cream background. All right, I'm going to give all these to my lovely assistant. Thank you. So that is the Tessa Quilt from Kitchen Table Quilting. Love her patterns. And this one's really fun. So when I make the kit, the kit I did the last time is because there's different fabric requirements for, some are more, some are less. So I kind of went through and decided for you where some things should go. So I thought that was good because you really want like this big floral. This big floral right here to be in the center of the quilt. So I kind of looked at the quilt and made some decisions that I thought worked for this particular quilt. So anyway, if you're interested in that one, let me know. If Mark could put up my what I'm talking about, just so I make sure I'm staying on task here.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you. All right. Okay. Oh, this was the next thing. Fantastic. Okay. So last week we got in new sweatshirts and new t-shirts. So they're in the system, ready for you to purchase them. So the sweatshirts have the design on them. And I washed and dried both my t-shirt and my sweatshirt from last week, and they wash up fantastically. They don't shrink. I couldn't actually tell if it shrunk or not, so it has minor shrinkage. And this is the softest little sweatshirt. I live in this thing when I get home. It's really soft and it's not too heavy, but still warm and cozy. And then two colors of the t-shirt. We have this kind of beautiful little warm pink. Or what would you call that? I can't remember. Did you see the flying t-shirt?
Fail.
Woohoo! Okay, so we have this color, which we're calling pink, and then this the teal. So two different t-shirt colors, and then the hoodie. There is another one coming. I will let you know when that gets here. And so sweatshirts are 48, and t-shirts are 18.
I think so.
Yep. I'm looking at the thing. Okay. So let's talk really quickly about, so let's make a bag. I am going to do a quick tutorial on bias binding because you will be using that in the next, so let's make a bag. But bias binding is something that people are a little afraid of, and I want to take away all that fear. I want to have you guys have this in your arsenal to use. Bias binding for your for quilting purposes is really nice because those quilts you use over and over and over again and wash and dry. Bias binding will hold up a lot longer than straight binding. I'm not saying you can't do straight binding. I do straight binding all the time. I just want everybody to be comfortable and get this in their arsenal so they can use it in their quilting practice. So we'll do that. So let's make a bag. So I have a couple of the samples done. I'm going to show you, and then I'll show you the rest of the samples next week. So I have 2 of the colorways for the Pebble sling bag done. So this one is vintage sole. So this is a Kathy Holden fabric. So this is the little Pebble sling bag. So I'm going to show you with the other one because I have all the straps and everything out for that one. So I can show you how supremely versatile this little bag is. So this one goes together really, really fast. And it's a great little bag. You will make it again and again. So this is the Kathy Holden one. We're doing the unicorn roots for the cork for these 2 bags, and then the last bag will have a different cork. So this one I'll just put right there so you can see it. Maybe.
Come back.
Other way.
Yep.
There we go. All right. So we have Kathy Holden, and then we have the Flowerland Ruby Star Society from Melanie Miller. So your big bag, when I show it to you next week, you'll see that there's so much goodness in Ruby Star, all of them, that will make your bag unique and versatile for the bigger duffel bag. So this is the Pebble Sling. So it has several ways to wear it. So you have these two rings on the side, so you can wear it just like a regular over-the-shoulder bag, or you can adjust this and do it crossbody, which a lot of people like to do. So love this. And then it has on the back side, you have a little bit more hardware. So you have 1, 2, 3 more ways to use this bag. So if you take this one off of these sides, and then this has a magnetic snap, so you snap it up, and then you put this on here, and then whether you wear it left or right, doesn't matter. You can put it on either side, adjust your strap again.
That's kind of cool. And
then you can wear it to the front, little sling, or you can pop it around the back.
It's upside down, but
It's I mean,
yeah.
you get what I mean. You get what I'm saying.
We get you.
You get me. All right. So if I wanted to wear this like a backpack, you have enough material and everything in your kit that you can add the other strap, and then this will go to the other side, and then we are going to adjust this out so that it fits us however we like it. And then we can wear it as a backpack. Very low backpack, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so that is 4 ways to use this fantastic little purse. Go Great for travel because when you're walking through the airport, it's nice to have it sling style, like right in front of you, so you know where all your stuff is. It has, I'm going to take all this off so I can show you better. So in the back, it has a little slip pocket, so you can put your phone in there. And then on the other side, it has a zipper in the front. So you have a front one for all the stuff you need to get to right away. And then on the inside, we have another slip pocket, and then a nice big area for you to put all of your good stuff in there. And then what I think is, if I'm just going to wear it as a sling, I'm just going to wrap this up and throw this in my little pocket on the inside, so you have your options always available to you when you need your purse. So that is the Pebble sling bag, and that's for the people who are going to be doing So Let's Make a Bag. It is open right now if you want to subscribe, so just go to soletsmakeabag.com, or you can go to soletsbequilty.com and click on the link to the subscription for So Let's Make a Bag, and you can get in on this gorgeousness. And then, so I will show the third style and then the duffels next week. And I'm talking a lot. Okay. So make and takes are going to be the 14th to the 18th. So that's next week. So the one on Wednesday will be in the morning because I get to go and pick up my mama. She's coming for Thanksgiving. So or Tuesday. We pick her up Tuesday or Wednesday? Anyway. Whichever day we're picking her up, I'm going to do a class in the morning so that I can go and scoop up my mama and have her here for Thanksgiving. I am super excited about that. Hi, Mom. Anyway, so for some of the make and takes, let me preview a few of the things we will be doing. So this one, super popular. This is the Quilt As You Go stocking. We'll be doing this 3 times until we get to Christmas. This is for 2.5-inch strips. So if you have leftover Christmas fabric, just cut them into 2.5-inch strips and bring them with you. I will have a whole pile of 2.5-inch strips that you can use to either add to your your stocking to make it a little different, or you can use my strips. So all of that will be included in the price. You'll get a kit that has the batting that is all marked to do this and has the instructions for making them, and then the strips that you can use. The only thing you have to purchase is your lining fabric, or bring your lining fabric. That will all be in the description. Everything will be live as of today. So that's one of them. We'll be doing these. They're called this Cutie Pie pouch, and this takes mini charms. So you need 36 mini charms. Hold it up there. So it's just this adorable little pouch, great for gifts. And then it just has the lining in it. This was so adorable to make. So we'll have that on there too. And then I think what a lot of people will be excited about, these are called Bitsy boxes. And look how stinking cute this little Bitsy. It's 2.5-inch square box. And I'm going to have the little, you can either do a D-ring or you can do the little swivel hook. I think this is super, I love the swivel hook because on my other little Bitsy box I made, so we're going to have the little tags available, and then what I did for mine is, because I have a swivel hook on here, I put my earbuds in there, and then those can just clip right to my purse, so they're right where I need them. So those are 3 projects that are going to be happening next week. They'll all be live today, and I'll be happy to have you guys in class. the Bitsy boxes I'm just excited about. Anyway, all right, moving on. 12 days is we're moving 12 days back because last week was so busy. I didn't get a chance to get everything photographed and do a little bit more marketing for 12 days. So we'll be starting 12 days on the 20th and be going until, I'm going to look because I don't know. We'll be going until the 2nd of December. Is that right?
First. It's 12 days.
12 days, 1st of September, November. Yes, it'll go till the 1st of December. So I have so many fun things for you to look at for 12 days. I still have a couple of spots available for the whole thing. So that's $165 to get all 12 days in a package with all together. And then if you want to pick and choose your 12 days, they start on the 20th. All right, so we're going to do a little bias binding. We're going to move over to the sewing machine. And today I'm going to be doing the bias binding method that's super popular with by Annie bags. I love this method, especially if you're not doing it for a whole quilt. You're doing small bits of your bias binding. It helps a lot to have something that is super easy to remember and goes very quickly. So let's go over and do that. What was that? All right. So we're going to do the by any method of doing bias bindings. You're doing a little bit of it. Anybody who's going to be doing the So Let's Make a Bag, the duffel will have a little bit of bias binding in it. And so you're going to cut a square, generally speaking, to whatever size is in your pattern. I'm doing 17 inches right now. And then you're going to take that square and you're going to cut it, make one diagonal cut. I'm going to move this. So you're going to get these two triangular pieces. And then we are going to flip these over. And we're going to put them right sides together. And how I remember best is it's going to look like a little Pac-Man. So you're going to have them going, so your right sides together, but they are going opposite, and you have this little mouth that is going to be munching away. All right. So then I'm going to take these, and on this, the straight side is where I'm going to be doing a 1/4 inch seam. And I just have these little, the little ends, you want them to be as equal as you can make them. Of course, my All right, so what you end up with is this parallelogram. So it looks like that. Okay, so if I was in my sewing room, I would take it over and iron this seam open, but we're going to use our little roller. And it does a good job, don't you think? Okay, little roller. And then we're going to turn it up so the right side is up. Then you're going to fold your ends in towards the seam that you just did. So they'll meet the seam. Okay, and now you have the seam in the center, and then you have 2 folded ends. So you are going to move the folded ends so they are up and down. So your folded ends should be on the top and the bottom. And then whatever the pattern says, you are going to cut strips. You're going to cut strips this way. So with the folded ends on the top and bottom. Let's see. I think Annie does 2 1/4. So we're going to keep it. So you're just going to cut all these 2 1/4 inch strips. So there are 3 methods that I have used for bias binding. So we're going to, actually, I'm going to have Mark film me doing all 3 methods. So the other 2 will be on the YouTube channel, the So Let's Be Quilty YouTube channel. And one is better for doing a bias binding for a big piece of bias binding. So if you're doing it for a quilt, and this goes to the thank you for coming pile, which is also known as trash. And what you end up with is these nice stretchy pieces on the bias. And then what you're going to do is you are going to match up your cut ends. So you want them to be perpendicular to each other. So they have to be right sides together and like that. Okay, and then you're going to do a 1/4 inch seam here. If you want to check it, then you just pull it over and make sure it goes straight. That's the best way to check yourself before putting a line of stitching in there. Make sure I line these guys up. And if you need to backstitch, if that makes you happy, you can do that. I don't necessarily backstitch when I do this. Okay. So now we have, and all of these seams need to go open, I believe, because it takes the most amount of bulk out of your seam. And then when I turn it over, I have a nice piece of bias binding, and I'm just going to add these on to each end. So keep adding them on. And then I'm going to, and then Annie's, you don't fold them in half and iron them. You just fold them in half and put them on. That way you don't get ripples, and it doesn't kink as much if you don't iron them beforehand. So that is Annie's, by Annie, her method of doing bias binding. It's one of my favorites, especially for small amounts of bias binding. And that's it. So, oh yeah, so our besties are in from Tula Pink. I have a couple of kits available, and I also have a few of the pre-cuts. So I have 10-inch squares and 5-inch squares available. Oh, and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take another swig of water. So I'm doing the so long farewell.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so long farewell. Okay. Thank you for coming to the shop hop last week. We had a couple of Christmas things that I kind of wanted you to consider. Make and take classes are starting next week, 14th through the 18th. So let's make a bag. We have all spots open, so go on to So Let's Make a Bag and check that out. We'd love you to become a member. We really appreciate if you share and like our Facebook page, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So we really appreciate that. 12 days starts on the 20th. I still have some spots available for the whole thing sight unseen. And on this rainy day, I hope you stay warm and dry and do some sewing. So we'll see you next week.